What's good? How y'all doing this evening?
Welcome to the FILA Sports Podcast. That's the Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. Two hometown guys talking hometown sports. It's your boy, Coach Mario, and my co-host, the Don. What's going on, Don?
What's good? How y'all doing this evening? We back tonight. We're talking about Atlanta United. I know my soccer fans, they eager. When y'all gonna talk about Atlanta United? Well, today's your lucky day, you guys. So let's talk about the milestone we done hit today. We are over 500 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Look, everybody who's listening, everybody who's listening later, everybody who supported us, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love, for supporting us. All right, this has been a long time coming. Hopefully we can get 500 more, and we on the 1K. Once we hit 1K, hey, you already know what that means. But we appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, share this content out with other Atlanta sports fanatics. All right, that's how we grow. You share it out with your friends, your cousins, your grandmama, all right, your baby daddy, whoever, your baby mama, whoever. Share it out. Hit that like button as well, and also hit us up in the comment section if you're not catching the show live. As always,
come holla.
It's your hometown sports podcast. All right, we got a special guest on with us tonight, Josh Bouland. Introduce yourself and tell us where you from, man.
Hello, thank you so much for having me on. I'm super excited to talk soccer with you guys. Born and raised in Atlanta, I've been here my whole life. Grew up watching tons of sports and naturally gravitated towards the soccer team with it being new and just how much fun the games were. And as everybody's probably realized by now, it caught on like wildfire. So I started writing about Atlanta sports in general a couple years ago and really started focusing in on the soccer stuff. And now I've just become a huge soccer fan in general.
All right. And who do you write for?
Write for Georgia Sports Hospitality Media Group, and I also write for MLS Multiplex at Fansided, and hopefully a couple other places coming up soon, but that's what I got going on for now.
All right. So we got one of our fellow Georgia Sports Hospitality Media writers on with us. We're going to continue to do that, push our own guys on the show. All right. So let's go ahead before we talk about Atlanta United and their tournament. Let's go ahead and go through the sports for the week, the news of the week. So the Falcons, rookies report Tuesday, quarterback and injured players on Thursday. Veterans Day report on July 28th.
Next Tuesday.
Huh?
That's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. All right. Hawks. Now, there was some news that came out the other day. There was a leaked alternative uniform. It looks like it's a hybrid from the 1990s. I remember y'all remember Mookie Bellock, Mutombo, and all those guys. You know, they had the black, they had the yellow or the gold and the red. So it looked like we're gonna get those colors back. So they're gonna get rid of that lime green color that everybody hated when they when they revealed 5 or 6 years ago. What's your thoughts on that, Coach?
I actually didn't hate the past uniforms as much as everybody else did, but I seen the new jerseys. I mean, you know, they cool. Look, I don't jerseys that much.
So, I like the jersey, but here's the thing: as long as they keep the logo, the Pac-Man logo, I'm good. Keep it. Do not change it. I didn't like the spreaded hawk wing. I didn't like that. It was just. Ugh. What's your thoughts, Josh?
Yeah, I'm with Coach. I didn't really mind the green, but I really do like the Pac-Man logo, and I do like the sort of throwback style with the red and yellow gold that's going on.
All right. What the Braves do, Coach?
We you know I'm talking back and forth. We're down in spring training, and we are. I'm sorry, you know I'm talking. All right. Oh, Freddie Freeman. Freddie and Tuki Toussaint are back. The team, Yasiel Puig. Man, I don't know what it was about Puig. I don't know if you saw it. I didn't talk about it. I just knew something. I don't know. I just
It
knew
was too good to be true.
I did, man. I'm telling you, I did. If I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We attempted to sign Yasiel Puig, but he tested positive for COVID-19, so the deal is off. I'm not sure what the plans are once he's cured or whatever. I didn't hear. But
another team can swoop him up and get him. So he's a free agent, so he's not signed with us.
He wanted to come here. He made a decision to come here because he had more money on the table other places. So I know he made the decision to come here. So he evidently wants to be here.
Yeah, he wanted to play with Acuna.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He want to try to groom him up.
We have several Latin players in the dugout that he's played with. They say, over in international leagues and stuff like that. So I guess he's familiar with several members of the team. Yeah.
That's good. We got Freeman back. Freeman, he made a statement that his temp was almost 105 degrees. He almost died. So, guys, it's serious out there. Look, wear your mask. If you living in the city of Atlanta, listen to the mayor. All right? Ain't got nothing against Kemp. But health experts would tell you that if you wear a mask and you don't touch anything, you are less likely to catch it if you're out and about. Only go out when you need to. All right, this disease is not taking any prisoners, so be careful out there, y'all. That's all I got to say on that. All right, now we're talking about the white elephant in the room. We're going to talk about Atlanta United. All right, so this past Thursday they played Cincinnati FC and they lost that game 1-0. We're going to get back to that game in a minute. So with that loss right there, it threw United out of the tournament. So we're done. Now, the week before we played the Red Bulls and we lost that match 1-0. Tell me what happened in that match, Josh. What really went wrong in that first match?
That match was extremely frustrating. Red Bulls play a really unique style, really frenetic, really energetic, and it's nothing new. We've played Red Bulls, I think it's 9 times or 8 times before last week. And so it was frustrating to watch United look so unorganized and ill-prepared. So they just got caught off guard early on, and Red Bulls, they got that one goal, and then they just kind of sat back and absorbed whatever pressure we threw at them, and Atlanta just could not break through. And it hurts so bad not having Joseph Martinez. And that's just what it was. They just got that early goal, sat back, and sort of waited out the rest of the game.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you on the Joseph Martinez thing, and I'm gonna talk about this after we talk about this next match that we played the other day against Cincinnati. So what happened in that match?
A whole bunch of stuff. There's so many crazy factors going into that game that you just don't see in a regular soccer match. For starters, it was super early. I think the players and coaches were saying that they woke up at 6 a.m. or were eating at 6 a.m. So their game day prep is super shifted forward in the morning. That plus playing soccer in the Orlando heat and humidity at 9 in the morning all the way up until 11 in the morning is just so difficult. So that already on its own was going to be a challenge. Besides that, Cincinnati, as terrible as they've been since they came into the league last year, they've always sort of given us trouble because they like to just kind of put all of their players in front of goal and just block whatever team they're going against. And we've always sort of had a hard time of breaking them down. And just to make matters worse, Jake Mulroney, the left wing back, he got that red card in the 24th minute, super early in the game. And then from there, it was just an even bigger uphill climb. And honestly, the team held on pretty well for them to not give up more than a goal while playing down a man for most of the match. It's pretty impressive in its own way. Granted, Cincinnati, they were really stagnant. They almost didn't take advantage of the fact that they were playing with a man advantage, which is strange. They're just scared of losing at this point, I think. But it's just so many factors, and for some reason, head coach Frank DeBoer decided not to play George Bello, who, while I think he's 18 now, he's a young kid, but he had a really good first game against Red Bulls, and they wanted to sit him and let him rest for the final game, and I think that proved to be a big mistake.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you on both of those matches and why we lost. Yeah, everything you said is true, but let's not discredit, playing in a hostile environment in Mercedes-Benz Stadium with 70,000, fans screaming and chanting. Me and Coach, we've been to the matches. I'm pretty sure you've been to the matches too, Josh. Like,
oh yeah,
it's so loud in there. Like a bomb can blow up on Peachtree, and you wouldn't even hear it. Am I lying?
No, I mean, you're exactly right. I can't imagine what it's like for the players to be in such a quiet environment. And, they haven't had, they're used to playing it, maybe as kids or teenagers when they're playing little academy soccer or club soccer. But now they're professionals. They're used to playing in front of thousands of fans. Even in away matches, there are a few other big teams in the league right now that might not be quite up to the level that Atlanta United is, but they still provide an atmosphere. And so for that to be gone is a big factor as well. And I think you're absolutely right. As much trouble as Cincinnati or Red Bulls have given Atlanta in the past, at home, you always knew that Atlanta had a really, really good shot of winning. They have such a fantastic home record. So you're absolutely right. Not having the 17s behind them, not having 40,000, 70,000 people screaming, cheering them on is a really big hit for the players.
Yeah. In the match the other day when we were playing down a man, it was almost as if, like you were saying, Cincinnati put everybody behind the ball. It was almost as if their strategy didn't change once we went down a man. Like they were just gonna, hey, we're not gonna let you score, and we'll figure something out. That was almost like their strategy.
You're absolutely right. And you can even look at their goal. It was from outside the box, which is a very low percentage shot. The chances of that going in any given day are already small to begin with. So it almost seemed kind of lucky, kind of caught Bragdazan sort of out of position. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Again, they just sat back. They are, if not the worst team in the league, they're one of the worst teams in the league, which makes it all the more embarrassing that Atlanta United managed to lose against them. Even down a man, they shouldn't have had a problem with scoring at least a goal, getting at least a point. And I will say they're not actually out of the tournament yet. Their chances of advancing are slim. There are tons of scenarios that have to happen for them to advance, and they have to win against Columbus, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a second. But even if they had gotten 1 point, even if they had found one goal or stopped the Cincinnati goal from happening, that would help out their chances tremendously. And there was a lot of blame going around on the refereeing and on the temperature and the time of the game. And I just don't think at the end of the day, those are valid excuses for a team like Atlanta going up against a team like Cincinnati, even down a man. So it was super frustrating. And even if you were watching the game with no real interest in either team, it was a brutal game to watch. It was brutal. Like you said, Cincinnati, they almost wanted nothing to do with the ball, and then Atlanta couldn't figure out how to get past that extra man. So it was a hard match to watch.
Definitely.
Well, fans' reaction, reading it on social media, and I gotta shout out one guy. What he said earlier today. I got his name. Yeah, he said something on the line of he said something on the lines of, they blame, everybody's trying to blame Frank DeBoer, saying that, well, what has Frank DeVore ever done for us? We need to get rid of him. It's typical Atlanta sports fans. We lose a game, they want to get rid of everybody. His name Jeff Layfield. That's his name. And so he pretty much said that, okay, well, we won the U.S. Open Cup and we won the Champions Cup last year. So that right there goes to tell you that's what he done for us. His first year here, he did that. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, we didn't win the MLS Cup, but hey, Toronto just had our number that day in that match. But I feel like with this tournament, it's just, hey, we know how Atlanta United is. In the very beginning, anytime the season starts, because I just see this as the beginning. They haven't played soccer in a long time. In the beginning, we struggle. After a couple of months, they hit their stride, and they go on a win streak.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new, like that's just how it is. The team just struggles the first few games. I understand this is not a season. It's not a season. It's a tournament. But hey, a match is a match.
Yeah, that has been the makeup of this team. The past several tournaments or seasons, like you say, that slow start. I remember, like I say, last year, slow start. Everybody's get rid of Frank. We get hot, and then but like you say, the team is a notoriously slow starter.
Even in the U.S. Open Cup tournaments, every year that they've played, those first 2 years they struggled to make it past the second game, and then even last year when they went on to win the tournament, the first game it had to go into overtime, into extra time. And they had to squeak out a win before they went on that run to get the trophy. So, I mean, you're right. You got to think about how difficult it's been for these players. They've basically been through 2 off seasons at this point. Yep. They couldn't even get going before the pandemic shut everything down, and now they have to go into this bubble, into this weird tournament with no fans, no atmosphere, which is, of course, an advantage for a team like Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And it's just extremely difficult.
I agree. Ain't nobody in the chat today? Man, come on now.
It was one person. Jamal.
Yeah, I see him. What's good, Jamal, if you still listening, man? There's 6 people watching. So, hey, y'all shout us out. Say hello. We say hello back. Y'all got any questions, let us know. So
it was funny because watching the match the other day, I was watching it while I was working, and it was the announcers kept bringing up the water breaks, and it was funny because I hadn't been outside, and obviously I'm in Atlanta, I'm not in Orlando, I hadn't been outside yet, and I don't think I went outside till like 10 o'clock. And what's going on, JF? It was funny because it's hot out there. But it's like, man, those guys look like they're dying. And my mailman came, and I went outside about 10 o'clock, and, man, it was so humid. It was scorcher, man. So, it was only...
This week was horrible, man.
Yes, it was burning up out there. It was definitely burning up out there. How do you guys like the early morning matches?
I love it personally. It reminds me of the World Cup. Especially 2 years ago, I got into the routine of waking up and, having coffee, making breakfast, watching soccer in the morning. So it reminds me of that. I enjoy that. I do think now that we've seen, I think it's been like 4 or 5 matches, you can tell that the quality of the game is far lower than the evening games, which is a little disappointing, but there's still been a little bit of entertainment in them, and I do enjoy starting my day with those games.
Yeah. What do you think about the early morning games, Don?
I don't like them. As a player, like as a former athlete, I'd rather play in the afternoon at night. You know how football was in high school. So if you play at night, I know if you play Pee Wee football or whatever, you play your games in the morning. But as you get older, you need that extra time to stretch and run around and eat something. So I just it's good. It's fun as a fan. It's good to watch something early in the morning. While you sitting there, just drinking your sip of coffee or whatever, eating your late breakfast. But I know as an athlete, you know, I'm pretty sure they'd rather be out there in the evening or, you know, afternoon playing the match. So, all right, well, we're gonna wrap it up. Ain't nobody else in the chat, so if y'all ain't got any questions, we're gonna end up closing the stream down. Look, if you in the chat, if you watching the show live, any questions on the table, y'all can ask anything. It can be Falcons related, Braves related, Hawks related. It can be Georgia Southern, UGA, Georgia Tech, whatever college you want to talk about or whatever. Hey, it can be some personal or whatever. You know, we don't stray away from any question as long as it's appropriate. We don't deal with politics though, so we stay away from politics. But anyway,
Done.
What'd you say?
Done hate the P word.
Yeah, I don't deal with the politics. But anyway. All right. So, Josh, one more time, man. Appreciate you coming on. And for one more time, go ahead and tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, thanks again for having me. I, like said at the beginning of the show, I'm writing for GSHM now and write for Multiplex at Fansided. Huge Atlanta United fan, big Atlanta sports fan, growing up here my whole life, and been following the team, especially during this tournament. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me at Josh_Bouland, Bouland. And yeah, just again, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
All right, we appreciate you, man, and thank you for being part of the group. And we're gonna continue to grow together. All right, so that's the end of the show. For everybody who's watching this at a later time, look, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this content out with other Atlanta sports fanatics, and hit us up in the comment section. As always,
come holla
at the Hometown Sports Podcast. We'll be back next Sunday with a new episode. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy.